Hey y'all, how's it going? This is episode 6 of my Let's Play series. Now, in our last episode, we unfortunately died terribly in the Nether. So, I am very strapped for resources. As you can see, I don't have any more armor. I have a few iron tools off camera. I quickly got like about, I don't know, 6 or so iron ingots, so I was able to make like a few tools, but nothing much. So yeah, we're definitely hurting for resources right now, so we'll definitely have to go mining later on. But before we do that, I want to show you a little bit of what I've been working on off camera. It hasn't been too much, but I did a little things here and there to touch up the place a bit. As you can see, I laid down some more podzol scattered just a little bit. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I like it so far, but I don't know if I want to make the whole thing puzzle or have this kind of scattered look to it. I also expanded the wheat just a bit. Oh, I have to fix that. We'll get there eventually. But I also added this path. This path will be here for when the barn comes up. So these markers here are where the walls for the barn are going to be. So the idea is the there's going to be a wall here and a path going through the barn. It connects to this path. This path already goes around here on the outside, and then also will go into the barn and then back out and connect back to the original path. And then this path will lead to the house, which will be built in, I don't know, probably like 20 episodes at this rate. I am really not getting to a house anytime soon. That I hate to say it, but maybe we should build a shack or something just to like put a roof over my chest. I got like some goodies still, so we're not completely out of the woods because of the nether death. But also we got our copper turning, which is great. I expanded the wheat a bit. I added the wall here finally. So this is well, there. It's really not worth showing, but there's a small wall on the other side of the gatehouse that's 2 blocks wide, so it's there, just so you know. And then, yeah, we still have our mine shaft. I'll show you what I want to work on with that in a second. It's very minor, but we'll get to that in a bit. And then for the gatehouse, I filled in the windows with black concrete, all of the windows. So the gatehouse is officially finished, unless I wanted to change something, but this is the idea. This is what we're working with. So the gatehouse has the wall on each side, and when you sail up, you see this magnificent gatehouse on the way in. The other side of our valley will be the bulkhead type of thing. I'm still mulling over the design. I have a rough idea, but what I have envisioned for it, honestly, is not great for the landscape. And by that, I mean this is very narrow. And my idea is for something that would be wider. Like, if this was the width, that'd be one thing, but for the water, it's really like that narrow strip. I'm debating just detonating this mountain, not mountain, but detonating this cliffside, and then that'll open it up a bit more. Mm. As you can see, I cleared out the trees, but one of them survived the fire, so we'll just, take care of that the reverb way. Burning down an entire forest. That's actually what I did for the spruce trees here for the podzol, because I'll show you real quick. I already have a ton of spruce logs, like multiple stacks, and I just could not be bothered to cut down like 4 or 5 of the mega trees. So I just burned them. Lastly, we have the lighthouse tower. I built it up. I think this is the height I want to work with. That's looking good. I was debating whether to have another row of white on top, so it'd be 4 reds and 4 whites, but by the time I finished that red, I thought to myself, That's probably tall enough because so there's going to be the actual lighthouse part on top, and then a little roof too. So it'll keep going a little taller, and I think proportionally that looks good. Although now I'm thinking about it, I might need to tweak the design just a bit uh for the lighthouse because of how low of an angle we're looking at it. So my initial plan is to have a stone stair, like upside down stair, uh, molding on the bottom. But that will probably cover up from our view, our angle, the actual light of the lighthouse, and that's not going to be good. So I'll work on that, but that's something we're working on today. You can see I have a water tower up there just so I can swim up to the top. Okay, so I would like to work on the lighthouse first. However, these are the materials that we have for the actual lighthouse getup. And the glowstone is for the lanterns. We need the 20 repeaters, which we have. Issue is we need more redstone dust. We used a lot of it to make the repeaters. So we're going to need to go mining for that. Conveniently, we also have to go mining for iron and whatever else. So we're going to go on a little mining strip this at the start of the episode. I'm going to yoink that and this and this and maybe this. As you can see, I've really thought this out. Okay, when I mentioned that we were going to do a little tweak to the mine shaft, here's what we're going to do. I have this very long hole down here, and we're just going to do that. Okay, so I built this doohickey for the water, and now all we need to do is place that. And we're going to convert all of this. Hopefully I have enough to go all the way up. That's why I brought the bones just in case. Alright, looks like we're good. Just barely. You know, funny enough, I did not learn about the kelp trick until much too late. It was very recently that I actually learned that trick, and until then, I would literally fill up a tower with source blocks with a bucket, just going up and down and up and down, like placing the one block and then swim back up, fill up the bucket, put it back down. It was horrible. But now the kelp thing is so much better. Woo! Alright, so now that's just an easy way to get back up without having to climb up the stairs. It's easy going down, but going up is annoying. So I just had the idea earlier today that I was like, oh, I should do that. I should build it. Should be easy enough. Now, what would be really cool if I was smart would be to have that soul sand connected to redstone and then the blocks like shift like back and forth with a magma block so you can shoot down and back up. But that seems a little overcomplicated for what I just needed for this. There you are. This is going terribly. I'm gonna die. Oh, no. One, one half of a heart. It's because I'm not wearing any armor. Yes, I disrespected the rotten flesh. But yeah, if one baby zombies was bad, this is gonna be horrible. Dealing with all the monsters like a witch right off the bat. Ugh. Oh, whoa. You see those hops? That was crazy. We need to get armor ASAP. Like, make it as I go. Okay, 7. That's good. Hi, Mr. Creeper. Don't mind me. What are we gonna do about you? Uh-oh. Ooh. Guys, I'm so good at the game. Okay, cool. Let's put aside everything else and we need a furnace. We need to make this chest plate ASAP because there are a lot more where that came from. How did I miss this iron right here? Oh, it's a lot too. I mean, comparatively. This is pretty standard. But we've been stuck with singular blocks. Awesome. Oh my gosh, I feel so much better already. Oh, oh, I heard that, guys. I'm so good. What a buffoon. What a buffoon. Hey. Alright, I'm gonna have to deal with that upstairs. Oh, there you are. Coming. Get me. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's cheating. That's cheating. Oh, jeez. You saw that. He walked right on top of the boat. You, sir. Oh, God, that scared me. How did he reach me? I'm not getting any closer, guys. There we go. Alright. Cool. Okay, here we go into this little narrow channel where this leads to the mine shaft we found and also died in. Yeah, there it is. Oh, nice. Who needs diamonds? I'm sure you guys are just itching like, oh my gosh, why isn't he mining? Oh, look, another diamond. And do you want to know why? Because I see things through. I wanted to get to the end and then go back. Nice. Alright, gimme. Redstone is one of those things where it's like you see it all the time until you need it. Anyway, I am extremely oh, look at that redstone. Right as I was gonna start chatting it up. Hey, we got some more redstone. And spooky and scary. I'm very tired today because I unfortunately, late at night, so mind you, it was already, I already have a full inventory. It was already around 1 o'clock, I think, and I was already staying up far too late as it was when I wanted to go to bed much earlier. So that's as the preface. I saw one of my friend's Instagram stories that the third season of Squid Game just came out, and I was just like, crap. I guess I'm pulling an all-nighter. I'm really not like obsessed with it. I know saying out loud of that default means I have to pull an all-nighter sounds like I'm obsessed, but I'm really not. I swear. I just, you know, figured that I would not be able to. I was just excited to see it, and I didn't want to go to sleep. I just wanted to watch it, and I knew once I started, I'd just keep watching it through to the end. And the reason I know that is because I've done that with probably season 1 and 2 and other shows as well, not exclusively Squid Game. Oh boy. I binged it all night long, and it took me till about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I was finally able to go to sleep. But it was very good. I don't want to spoil it because, well, I'm sure nobody's. If you're gonna watch it, you're gonna see it before this video is made, or before you just naturally see this video. But out of an abundance of caution, guys, I'm so good at this game. Who says mining straight and down isn't an OP move? Look at that. Alright, anyway. I don't want to spoil it, but I thought it was really good. One small complaint I would have is it's essentially a two-parter. If you haven't seen it, alright, I guess I should backtrack. If you don't know what I'm talking about at all, Squid Game is a South Korean show that's very popular on Netflix at this time of recording. It the first season came out a few years ago and it was a big success. Uh, went immediately viral. The premise is this the main character, and I'm just gonna be frank with you. I'm not going to say the character names because I don't speak Korean, and because of that, I just kind of tuned out their names to an extent, and I couldn't tell you what their names are. And even if I could, I couldn't pronounce it. So I'm just gonna say their names. But the main character is this like guy in his 40s who. Oh, hello. Where am I? How did I get here? This isn't the way I came in, clearly. Oh, I'm gonna go for it. Dang it. Foiled again. Hey, get in the boat, you fool. Main character is in his 40s and he's a loser. His life sucks. He's like in so much debt and he can't pay it back. All that jazz. And then these mysterious. Oh my gosh. Get in the boat. Dang it. Oh, this is not good. It's not good. I'm gonna die. See, the problem is I didn't have any blocks in my inventory. Ugh! And I couldn't open my inventory because he'd kill me. Alright, well, we have a long walk home to get our stuff. Oh, I don't even know where I am. I don't know how to get to there. But my diamonds and my iron. Since we have a long walk ahead of us, I can tell you the entire plot of the Squid Game series. So the main character, he meets these like shady dudes. I'm gonna oversimplify the plot, but essentially, he gets invited to play these mysterious games, and he can win big money if he does. And so he accepts because he's in a lot of debt. And they kidnap him, bag him in a van, and knock him out with gas and whatnot. And then transport him along with some 450 other people to a remote island where their facility is. So they are not in the wilderness. They're indoors the whole time. And they are all assigned numbers. They only refer to themselves as the numbers. They don't know their names. And there are 6 rounds of children themed games. So the first one is the most infamous one, that is red light, green light, where they had this massive statue of a little girl. Which cave did I go down? That is another important question. Okay, there's kelp. This is a good sign. I think. Oh, I think it's all right here. And I didn't bring a pickaxe. I should have. Well, anyway, so they play red light, green light, and there's a big robot dude, and if she's got like these camera eyes, and if she sees you move when she's saying uh red light, then these automatic turret snipers will just take you out. They just shoot you dead, and people were not prepared for that. Clearly, they were not told that they would risk their lives in these games. They just heard, oh, this is a fun children's game. So naturally, they start panicking, like a fifth of them, I want to say. Ooh, we're only down to our last piece of bread. Alright, then we should probably cut our losses and head back, if we can. So anyway, they all start panicking and running, and they all get gunned down. Yada, yada, yada. Then they have to go through the other 5 games, and slowly they're all eliminated. And also, the amount of money that you win is tied to the amount of players in the game. So the more people die in the game, the larger the share is for all the remaining players. Okay, now I need to find how to get out of here the proper way. Okay, I think it's over here. Yeah. Players get knocked out left and right, usually in massive waves of death for each game. Some games are literally, they pair you 1-to-1, or it's in teams or something like that. So just by the nature of the game, half of the players are wiped out in a single game. And eventually, our main guy, I forgot to mention, while he's in the game, he recognizes his like childhood friend who is also competing. And like every single player who's competing is like in destitute state. Like they need the money desperately. And so he's surprised to see his childhood friend there because it's like, oh, you were always so smart and doing so well. What happened? Type of thing. And so they form an alliance and a team and a whole bunch of other people alongside them, but they get whittled down to just them two at the end of the fifth round, so going into the sixth and final round. And at this point, the best friend has shown his true colors or whatever, and they're enemies because he killed people or something. And our main character, his whole thing, like he's not self-proclaiming, but his character is that he's, even though he's, not always the brightest or uh, good with money or anything like that, he is very virtuous and very moral. Ooh, we get to try out the bubble vader for the first time. And so our main character and his best friend are forced into their final game, and the game is, for the sixth game, is called Squid Game. Oh, hello. Ooh, ooh, I'm so good at the game. We're gonna start working on the tower. I don't have enough redstone still. Ugh. I don't actually don't know how much redstone I need, but clearly I need more. I need way more. Okay. I hate to say it. We gotta go back to the mine. And then season two and season three are two halves of a single season, where season one played through the entirety of the six rounds of the game, where you saw the all the players and the winner all in the same season. Season two ends halfway through the games, and then season three picks off to finish that round of the game. So, all this to say, my main critique with season three of Squid Games was the fact that I guess I just don't like seasons that are split up like that. Generally, whenever I'm watching a news show, especially, it's not even about split seasons, it's more about just the gap between seasons. And I guess also viewing a season of a new show for the very first time, I don't really know what's going on. And like, I don't know the characters and whatnot. And then I watch the second season and I still haven't really learned what's going on, and all this other stuff starts happening and I can't keep track. Something similar with that with the half seasons is I forget what happened. Oh my gosh. Oh jeez. The amount of times I've fallen. Ooh, nice. I'm just gonna say that every time I see diamonds, I'm just gonna go, ooh, nice. It was a little tricky following along because I didn't remember certain events and certain characters, especially ones that had like died in the first, or I guess the second season. Oh, awesome. Oh, look at that. I did not mean to do that on purpose. I did not say, oh, nice. I said, oh, awesome. I'm learning, guys. I'm growing as a person. Awesome. That also was not forced. I swear. It's degrees of hype. So I start with, oh, nice. Then I see more diamonds. I go, oh, awesome. And then I see even more. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. But yeah, the quality of the show is very good. Uh, the quality continues throughout all three seasons. The writing's good. Can't really complain too much about it. It was a really good series. Great third season. And that is why I am exhausted. Point being is, if you have not seen it or do not have interest in it, and I should preface that there's a bit of, blood and gore because people get shot and what have you and stabbed. But if you're fine with that, It's a very good show. And from that show, I, s- because, Netflix does what it does. After you watch Squid Game, it starts recommending a bunch of other Korean shows and specifically shows that feature the same actors from Squid Game. And one of them caught my eye, and I wanted to tell you all about this because it's not clearly not as well known as Squid Game. But I think it was very enjoyable and I would recommend it. Before I get to that, I think this outside of the mine shaft having tunnels, I think this is generally tapped. I say that as I find another branch, but I think this mine is pretty tapped generally, so we're gonna have to find a new one that's deep and dark and scary. This other Korean show features, to my knowledge, at least two actors from Squid Game. The main character of this show, which I should probably tell you the name. I think it's called The Bad and the Crazy, or just Bad and Crazy. The main character, I guess technically one of the main characters of Bad and Crazy is the detective from Squid Game. But it's interesting because in Squid Game he plays a bit more of a serious role because he's a detective looking into the games, and in Bad and Crazy, he's the crazy of Bad and Crazy, so he's playing this really goofy character, and it's just kind of funny to see the difference. But there's that, and then an old lady in seasons 2 and 3 is the mom of the other main character of Bad and Crazy, who's the bad of Bad and Crazy. Other than that, I don't know of any actors who are in both, to my knowledge. Anyway, so Bad and Crazy is a show about a police detective. He works in the anti-corruption district, or not district, department of. Oh, uh-oh. This is good and bad. Oh, they kind of can. So he's a detective, and this is so weird. I don't like this. Where are the walls? Oh my gosh, this just sucks. Everything sucks in this world. Loyalty's not great. It's not bad, but I don't have a trident and they're not easy to get. Got another bucket. That's not helpful. Oh, why is everything so terrible here? And it's not like I need handouts per se of like the coolest stuff in chess, but there has to be the incentive of treasure to get me to want to explore, you know? Otherwise, what's the point? That's a delicate balance Minecraft has always tried to maintain, is incentivizing exploration while also not breaking the economy of the game. The treasure or the sunken ships used to be a problem, but then they lowered the spawn rates, which helped. Anyway, so he's detective of the anti-corruption department. So he's dealing with like people inside the police department being shady. Very interesting stuff. And then so he's that main character is the bad, and then the crazy is this dude that just kind of shows up in a without spoiling it in a supernatural way, but not like not magical or anything like that. Like it's not a supernatural-ish show. Probably shouldn't have prefaced it like that, but it's not in a normal way. And he just kind of shows up and goofy, and I'll leave it there. Very good show. I highly recommend. Editor Reverb here. I just realized I did not explain the most important thing, which is why I'm talking about this in the first place. After watching season 3 of Squid Game in a single binge in the middle of the night, I immediately was like, okay, I need to rewatch Bad and Crazy for probably the third time. So that, yeah, I'm currently in the middle of rewatching Bad and Crazy. That's why I'm talking about it. That's the explanation. Enjoy the video. Ooh, more diamond. It's guarded though. But there's another show I also want to, you know, advertise or shout out or whatever. Recommend. Let's go with recommend because that makes me feel better about myself. That because it's this is not a sponsorship. I'm not actually an advertisement, but I just like to recommend stuff I enjoy to people. I like to send memes to people that I enjoy, and it can be a little spammy sometimes, but it's because I want to share in the joy. And so I really enjoy these shows, so I just want to share them with y'all and recommend them. Anyway, so this show is called Alice in Borderland. So like a border around a country, like that kind of border. And it's, I believe this one, rather than Korean, this one's a Japanese show. It's very similar to Squid Game, so if you liked Squid Game, you'll like this. Here, the main character is also a loser. He is jobless and living at home with his dad. And he has these like two best friends from growing up, and they're inseparable. And one day they're just walking down the street of Tokyo, I think, and they I forget what they did, but they end up getting chased by the cops over something. And so they make a hasty escape to a public bathroom and they hide in the stalls. And while they're in there, the lights just shut off. And they think, oh, that's weird. They go outside and every single person is gone. The whole city is deserted. Okay, so while they're roaming around, it's like nighttime, and suddenly one of the buildings, the electricity turns on, and the lights and whatnot. And they go to it. There's a small table with a bunch of phones on them, and they pick them up, and these phones work to an extent. They at least have power. They can't call or anything, but these game masters communicate through the phones with like texts and whatnot. And they cross this like laser security line type of thing. And if they realize that if they leave the security line, they'll die. And it's really gruesome. There's like, ooh, cool, diamond. This is my excitement level. It's low right now. It said, oh, cool. That's below, oh, nice. Satellite type of thing just fires a red laser right through your skull and you just die. Like this. Anyway, so they learn, okay, we can't leave, so we have to play the game. And basically, so it's very similar to Squid Game, where there are these children-like games, children-themed games, and every night the games are run across the city, and there's multiple people, there's like many people there, but time doesn't seem to be flowing properly. Like some things look like they are fresh and new, and other things are not. They seem like they like food. Some food is like fresh, like it just crossed over into this world, and then some food looks like it's been rotting for months. So it's very peculiar in that regard. And people come in waves too. I shouldn't say waves, but like at different times. Like some people had been there for years when these guys first showed up. Anyway, so they play their games and every night. No. Okay, we're good. For this TV show, as the name implies, it is themed after Alice in Wonderland. And so all of the games are given playing cards as identifications for the level of difficulty and the type of game that you're playing. Oh, we're just finding all these spawners, huh? Depth Strider. At least we got some redstone out of this, right? There's there's only one chest too. See this whole world sucks. Ho 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 ho! Jackpot. Uh-oh. Ah! That's a lot of creepers. I have a full inventory. I think I'm gonna go. We have a good amount of. We might have enough redstone at this point. I guess we'll find out. That's not the way home. Anyway, it's a very good show. There's two seasons. I think I'm confused by it because I think a third season was announced, but it felt like a series finale with the end of season two. Like things seem to be wrapped up. So I guess we'll see what happens. Ooh, look at that. And I forgot we had this in here. We need to start growing these and some pumpkins. I don't know where to put them in the farm, but we'll figure it out. We finally have all we need for the lighthouse. We have even a little extra redstone dust, which is good. We have 30, we only need 20, so we'll have a little left over just in case. But that'll go up there. However, this episode has been going on for a long time of me recording. We'll see how short it gets with editing, but I honestly don't imagine too much shorter because I was rambling a lot the whole time. But our mining expedition took a lot longer than I thought, and we will need to work on the lighthouse in the next episode. But until then, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!